Good evening and welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. We're so excited to be kicking off the night with you. I'm Mary Martin Booker.
And I'm Gabe Evans. We're keeping you in on all things live and local here in Oxford. But before we dive into tonight's news, I'm excited to say that it's been a little bit chilly outside today.
It has, and I couldn't be happier to wear a sweatshirt to class. It's finally feeling like fall.
Well, let's hope this weather sticks around for a bit, but for now, let's take a look outside with weather anchor Erica Durkee.
Right, so it is finally starting to cool down as we get later into October. It was frigid this morning, but we did get a lovely, sunny 70-degree day. More updates on how the weather is going to unfold this week later on in the show. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Erica. Now, new this evening, a former Ole Miss employee is suing UM Chancellor Glenn Boyce after she was fired following comments she made on social media regarding the death of Charlie Kirk.
That's right. Last month, Lauren Stokes, who served as the executive assistant to the Vice Chancellor of the University Development, reposted a statement on her private Instagram account reacting to Kirk's death. The post that was later removed criticized Kirk's past rhetoric and statements that he made about race and sexuality.
Stokes issued an apology stating that she did not support any violence and regretted offending anyone. In the federal suit, it is indicated that the university cannot fire employees for expressing their personal opinions on public matters. She also explains the threats she and her husband received following a statement made by Chancellor Boyce.
Stokes is seeking compensatory and unitive damages, attorney fees, and a declaration that Boyce violated her constitutional rights. Boyce now has 30 days to file a response.
And it is day 22 of the government shutdown. Tonight, the Senate will be voting on the House-passed funding bill in hopes of reopening the government.
This is the 12th time the Senate has voted on a bill that could end the shutdown. We will update you on the status of the shutdown as more details emerge.
Now in local news, it's apartment hunting season and students in Oxford could soon have some new housing options. The Oxford Planning Commission approved a plethora of site plans last week that will move to recommendation to the Board of Aldermen. Included in those plans are several large housing complexes that will be located on Oxford Way, College Hills, and other areas. If approved, this could total in over 500 new residential units for the city. According to the Oxford Eagle, the largest of those projects is the station that will include over 200 units totaling in over 800 bedrooms. This is the largest of the proposed projects that will be zoned for suburban multifamily use. And it is the time of the semester where things can get a little bit stressful for students, but one campus organization has a pretty unique way of alleviating the mid-semester slump while also raising money for a great cause. Let's take a look at this fun event with NewsWatch reporter Kate Tripp.
The music fraternity Phi Mu Alpha Sinfonia held its second piano smash last Thursday.
One of the things that we do is we'll go on like Facebook Marketplace and we'll find a piano that is broken, it's already not functional. And these pianos, people put them on Facebook Marketplace for free just because it's heavy and hard to move. So we'll have 4 or 5 guys ride out to wherever the piano's at. We'll go get it out of their house so they don't have to worry about trying to deal with a piano that's broken and they can't move.
The fraternity charges based on swings, $3 for 1, $5 for 2, and $10 for 5.
The last couple times we've done this, we put it toward part of the proceeds towards the Fayette County band programs to help them afford new instruments, because part of our mission is to, further the music in America. So, what better way of doing that than buying new instruments for, local bands.
They are having 2 more piano smashes this semester, one before the Florida football game taking place on November 13th, and one before the Mississippi State game on November 20th. Both will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in front of the Union.
All right, we got 2 more coming up. After this one, we're going to do Florida, and then we're going to do State. So if you're still mad at Dart for last year, which you ought to be, come on down and take a crack. And then if you hate State as much as you need to, there's a good way to take that out.
Reporting for NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Kate Tripp.
History is being made this week in Reno, Nevada. Miss USA and Miss Teen USA takes place this week, bringing together title holders from every state. Maddie Oliphant, a student at Mississippi State University, was chosen to represent Mississippi at the Miss Teen USA pageant back in March. She makes history as the first African-American woman to hold the title of Miss Mississippi Teen USA and is currently vying for the national title. The current Miss Teen USA, Addie Carver, is a freshman at Mississippi State. She took home the crown whilst representing Mississippi last year. Congratulations to both young women on their accomplishments, and good luck to Maddie as she competes this week. And if you can't get enough of the glitz and glam, Ole Miss is holding its Miss University pageant tomorrow, October 23rd at the Gertrude C. Ford Center at 7 p.m. Miss University, currently NewsWatch's very own Mackenzie Cox, is an official preliminary to Miss Mississippi, which is a preliminary for Miss America. You can buy your tickets on the UM box office website. Go support your fellow students and see who Mackenzie will crown as Miss University 2026.
Well, we're so proud of Mackenzie for her year as Miss University and her hard work, especially because she is our weather anchor for Tuesdays.
Yes, we love seeing our anchors shine both on and off the screen. And Erica, speaking of weather, what can we expect to see for tonight's weather?
Well, as the Wednesday weather anchor, I'm happy to tell you guys that it is cooling down going into tonight. It should be a pretty cold 50 degrees at the very lowest, so it's definitely getting a lot colder, but we will talk all about that after the break.
Gonna be a hot one out there for move-in weekend, Ole Miss. Good luck this year, Ref.
You did it. You're home. I can't wait for you to discover the true meaning of Hotty Toddy. It's a cheer that connects us all to the red and blue. It's the moment that begins when you step on campus and continues long after you turn your tassel. I can't wait for you to discover your legacy and make the world a better place. Are you ready?
I love my boyfriend. We've been together since like 8th grade. He's my best friend. He takes care of me.
It only takes one accident to start a fire. Test your smoke alarms now.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Hey Rubs, welcome back. I'm Erica Durkee with Stormwatch, here to give you all your weather updates. As you can maybe hear, I'm a little bit under the weather, but we will persevere. Shout out to my co-anchor Gabe for that hilarious dad joke. So finally, again to mention Gabe, he has been anticipating this weather drop and we are finally here. I'm happy to say we are looking at about 73 degrees today. If anything, maybe at a high of 75. So, and with this really low humidity that we're looking at here, it has been a lot cooler and a lot of us are wearing our jackets and our sweatshirts this morning. When we left the house, it was very windy today. So that's kind of part of that autumn feeling, but it has been a little bit chillier and a little bit windier. Looking at our region, South Haven just keeps liking to be that standout warm weather area with a high of 76 degrees, but then it dips down very low to 47 degrees into the evening, and we can see that pattern throughout the region of kind of, you know, the mid to high 70s, even a little bit low 70s, and then in the very, very dead of night is where we're getting all the way down to those 40s, which again is really starting to feel like autumn. Similar story to what I'm describing here tonight. We're going to have about 49 degrees at the very, very lowest. If you're going out, it'll be low 50s. It'll be clear. The wind is slowing down, but the humidity is going up as it does in the evening. And tomorrow is, I would say, pretty much a mirror image of today. Whatever you wore today, if it worked for you, I'd say keep it up. We're looking at that 76 degrees, probably at the very highest. It'll be in the 70s. A little bit lighter wind, so your hair won't be all over the place, but the humidity is higher, so maybe slightly warmer, but definitely starting to feel like the fall that you would expect to be feeling, you know, this late into October. Again, our region, South Haven is jumping up into 80 degrees, and it's going to be a little bit warmer throughout, but again, into the evening, it's going to dip below 50 everywhere that you're going. It's going to be feeling a lot colder, and then that's extra going to be reflected in that coming up, we are going to be having another, a little bit of rain this weekend. I wasn't here this weekend, but not as much as we were supposed to have had last weekend, but you can see over here, there's this rain thing. This is supposed to be tomorrow. This is the radar for tomorrow, and we have this rainstorm, and it is going to continue moving towards us here in Mississippi. This is for in 2 days from now, and then we can see all of that reflected in our 5-day forecast. You can see that heading into the weekend, we have just a little bit of some chances of rain. So we've already talked about how it's going to be sunny, but a lot cooler. And then going into the weekend is where we're going to start having some overcast, and that's where we're going to start having a chance of rain. Saturday night, we have a chance of thunderstorms. So just make sure that you are, keeping an eye out for that, keeping an eye on your weather app, maybe grabbing an umbrella. Luckily, though, we will not be here this weekend, right, in the world of sports, so we don't really have to worry too much about that.
We will be heading to Oklahoma, guys. Speaking of Oklahoma, the Oklahoma City Thunder had an incredible game against the Houston Rockets last night. I cannot wait to talk more about this and what's going on in the world of Ole Miss sports when we get back from this short break.
You don't have an STD or anything, do you?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you've never been tested?
No.
Really? Okay. It's not that hard.
I know.
Anyway, it's something to consider.
Okay.
It's a dangerous world out there.
Getting tested for sexually transmitted diseases doesn't have to be scary.
Welcome back to NewsWatch, everyone. I'm Haley Hood with Sports Watch. Oklahoma City Thunder fans had a night to remember last night with a ring ceremony, a championship banner unveiling, and a thrilling double overtime win over Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP, came through in the final seconds with 2 clutch free throws to seal the 125-124 victory. Despite his slow first start to the first half, he finished with 35 points. And Kevin Durant, who faced a hostile crowd last night thanks to his 2016 move to join the Golden State Warriors, scored 23 points but was booed throughout the entire game. His foul on Shea late in the second overtime led to those game-winning free throws. Defense was key for OKC, forcing 22 Rocket turnovers and getting easy, fast-break points. Kaysen Wallace was a standout with 4 steals and constantly making life difficult for the Rockets on the perimeter. The Thunder look to keep this momentum tomorrow night when they rematch the Indiana Pacers, a rematch of last season's NBA Finals. In taking things local, the point guard position is in good hands for Ole Miss women's basketball and is a perfect mix of former and future stars. Senior transfer Denham DeShields joins the Rebels from Mississippi State with 1,024 career points and 410 assists already under her belt. If her name sounds familiar, it should, as she is part of a legendary athletic family, including her sister, Diamond, a WNBA champion, and both her dad and brother, who were top 15 MLB draft picks. On the flip side, freshman Lauren Jacobs is just getting started, but she's coming in hot. The South Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year averaged 31.5 points per game as a junior and racked up 2,164 career points in high school. You can catch both of them in action this Sunday, October 26th at 2 o'clock p.m. when the Rebels host South Arkansas for their exhibition game. This morning, SEC named William Bill Smith, a former Ole Miss football player, to the 2025 SEC Football Legends class. Smith was one of the most dominant punters in college football history, earning All-American honors in 1985 and 1986, and on top of all of that, making All-SEC team 3 years in a row. He set NCAA and SEC records, including a 92-yard punt that still stands to this day. After college, he was drafted by the Green Bay Packers and later inducted into the Ole Miss Sports Hall of Fame. The 2025 Legends class includes 16 of the SEC's most iconic players, from Heisman winners to Super Bowl champions. Smith will be honored in Atlanta this December alongside the rest and the best of the nominees of the Weekend of Champion events, including the SEC Football Champion game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's a well-deserved spot for a true Rebel legend. D1 sports aren't the only sports at Ole Miss. Nina Howdeshell took a glimpse into the Ole Miss sports clubs, beginning with the women's lacrosse team.
Ole Miss is home to over 20 club sports teams. I'm visiting the women's lacrosse team. Ole Miss belongs to the Southeastern Women's Lacrosse League and competes against other club teams across the Southeast. Many schools recognizable as they belong to the SEC. The women's club lacrosse team previously returned from a road game against Vanderbilt. Let's hear a little bit about the club from the players themselves.
What made you want to join the club lacrosse team?
I wanted to join the club lacrosse team because it's like a family being on this team, and everyone here is so sweet, and I just wanted to get more of a routine in my schedule.
What has been your favorite memory on the women's club lacrosse team?
My favorite memory is when we went undefeated last season.
More students should get involved with club sports on campus because it's a perfect outlet and it creates a community. Thank you. I'm Nina Howdeshell with NewsWatch Ole Miss from the South Campus Rec Center.
Taking things to the course after a heavy rain delay yesterday pushing back the start of round 2, the number 10 ranked Ole Miss women's golf team posted 284 strokes at 4 under par, starting today in 4th place. Matilda Bjorkman kicked things off on hole 4, where she made 3 birdies on her first 5 chances. Then she added another birdie on hole 12 and capped off her round of 69 with an eagle on par 5. Kai Salata-Savar also put together a steady round of 1 under par at 71 and was in 14th place heading into the last day of the tournament. The final round began at 9:15 this morning, so we will update you tomorrow at 5 with the results. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thank you, Haley, for that sports update. You'll want to stay tuned because coming up, we're talking about all things national news.
And we're looking at why some students are struggling to get to class. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
I don't like when you get like this. Then just unlike her post. I'm not flirting with her, she's my friend. It's her or me. Block her. But it's not fair, you can't. Do you understand? I don't block her.
Even when they happen on your phone, unhealthy behaviors can still hurt. Learn the signs before things go too far. Visit joinonelove.org.
No. Bro, but you're not even gonna do anything. Yes, I was. Just no.
Take my eyes off you. Eyes off you. Now I can take my eyes off you. I can take my eyes off you. Now I can take
It is quite clear that you were driving too fast to cope with the unexpected.
The faster the speed, the bigger the mess. From the Road Safety Authority, supported by Hibernian.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Getting back to class for some can be very difficult, but even more so when they are traveling to their classes on bikes. NewsWatch reporter Daisy Leary has the story on why biking popularity and accessibility has slowed down on campus. According to the New York Times, Amazon plans to replace more than 500,000 jobs with robots. This would lead not only to hiring 600,000 people, but they would otherwise need to fulfill the increase of orders expected to be received by 2033. Amazon is the second largest employer in the nation. At the time, Amazon is denying that these claims are true. In their statement, Amazon says the documents the New York Times reported on did not show the full picture of the company's complete hiring strategy.
We're sorry for that little technical difficulty, but moving on, President Trump announced that he, quote, could be seeking $230 million from the Department of Justice for compensation over their previous investigations into his actions. According to a report by New York Times, Trump is focusing on the 2 federal charges brought against him after his first term, both of which were dropped following his re-election. Trump acknowledged the nature of the situation, in which he would essentially be paying himself, but he states that he would either give the money to charity or use it for the ongoing White House renovations. Taxpayer funds would cover the cost of the settlement. And demolition of the White House East Wing continues today. The demolition of the East Wing follows Trump's announcement of turning the wing into a 90,000 square foot presidential ballroom. The Department of Treasury, which sits next to the East Wing, has instructed its workers not to take any pictures of the construction. The Trump administration posted on the White House website outlining construction that previous administrations have conducted on the White House to combat public scrutiny of the demolition. And new today, the American Civil Liberties Union is urging ICE to release pregnant, postpartum, or nursing detainees. The organization described the women being held in facilities in Georgia and Louisiana as experiencing delayed prenatal care and medical neglect after miscarriage. Arresting or detaining pregnant, postpartum, or nursing individuals does go against a 2021 ICE policy that states these individuals should not be taken into custody except for if there are exceptional circumstances. However, according to the Department of Homeland Security, these individuals are receiving care that does align with community standards. Now moving things to Arizona, a Phoenix widow is suing to block the sale of the gun that was used to kill her husband. Her late husband, Officer Nick Erfley, was fatally shot on duty nearly 2 decades ago. The gun used in the killing was about to be auctioned off to comply with state law until Julie Erfley found out and decided to take action through a lawsuit. Erfley believes that the weapon should be destroyed in order to prevent future crimes. Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego states that the gun in question will not be sold. This wraps up our national news update. Back to you at the desk, Gabe.
Thank you, Mary Martin. Well, Halloween is a little over a week away, and I know I'm getting my costume ready. Stay tuned after the break to find out some fun Halloween facts with entertainment reporter Caitlin Salas. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Everybody clunks. But not enough people click. And no matter how good they are at handling their cars, or how well they know the road, everybody's equally likely to get involved in an accident. And without a seatbelt, you're twice as likely to be killed or seriously injured. So don't just be a clunker. Clunk, click.
Son, I figured when you were old enough, I'd talk to you about drugs. I'd tell you they're nothing but poison. Tell you to stay away from the garbage that pushes that junk. Only I never figured that I ought to be telling that to a 13-year-old.
If you don't teach your kids to say no to drugs, it's as good as saying yes.
You may feel alone.
You aren't. Because we
Didn't stay quiet. I am a businesswoman.
Survivor, survivor, survivor.
And we won't stay quiet.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Halloween is almost here, which means it's time for a spooky edition of Kate's Corner.
Let's hand it over to entertainment anchor Caitlin Salas for some good, scary pop culture fun facts.
Halloween is just around the corner, so grab your candy. It's time for some spooky fun facts. First off, if you know America's Got Talent, you know Heidi Klum. But did you know that every year she goes all out with a costume that makes her unrecognizable? This past year, in 2024, she dressed up as E.T., specifically the moment that E.T. wears a blonde wig. Any guesses on what she'll be this year? Next up, you've probably heard of the Netflix hit show Wednesday, starring Jenna Ortega. But did you know that the show was filmed in Romania, the home of Dracula? It serves as the perfect background for the show's eerie vibe. And last up, Hocus Pocus, the movie, is an iconic comedy film. But did you know it actually wasn't intended to be a comedy? Originally, it was supposed to be a scary movie, and although everyone associates this movie with Halloween, it actually was not released in October. It was released in the summer, specifically July 16th, 1993, and this was to avoid competition with another classic Disney movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Did you know any of these festive facts? Make sure to tune in next time and pop in for the pop culture. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, well, Halloween's really close. Do y'all have costumes or parties or plans for the big weekend?
I am so excited. I'm going to go as Tinkerbell with my friend being Vidya, and then I'm going to be Cher from Clueless. And I just love this time of year. Like, I'm so excited.
I'm being a Dumb and Dumber with my best friend.
Cute.
It's going to be interesting.
Me and my boyfriend are being Romeo and Juliet for our
I
Halloween
love
date
that.
party.
I love that. That's a great movie.
Yeah, I know one of my friends is going with his girlfriend as Lane Kiffin and Juice. So we'll have to figure out who's going to be the dog in that one. But are you feeling lucky? Well, if you are, it might be a good idea to buy a Mega Millions ticket.
It's in drawing on Friday. About $680 million are up for grabs, making it the 9th largest jackpot in history.
The lottery says more than 400,000 tickets won some kind of prize Tuesday, but the big jackpot was not claimed.
A 2023 jackpot holds the Mega Millions record for the largest ever, which was almost $1.6 billion.
That's all we have for tonight. I'm Mary Martin Booker.
And I'm Gabe Evans with your latest news.
I'm Erica Durkee with Stormwatch.
And I'm Haley Hood with Sports Watch.
Thank you for watching NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. Have a good night.